evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Heikadelic Show.
Hey,
Whoa.
boys. How's everybody doing?
How's it going,
Excellent.
guys?
Very
Welcome again to another episode of the Heikadelic Show. Haha. Is this 9:30 where we get down and dirty? Is that how it goes?
It is.
It is.
good. It is.
All right,
Hi,
George.
how you feeling, bud? How you doing this week?
I am feeling pretty good. I'm a little sore today
Yeah.
because, you get outside, you start doing stuff, and you get carried away, and then you start hurting, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, a little bit at a time.
Are you out of your walker?
I'm out of my walker. I've made myself up to a cane now.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Check this. Hang on. Check this bad boy out. Here.
What do you got? A dagger cane?
No, not quite. But it's got a pretty cool top on
pipe?
it.
It's got a
Oh,
bottle of booze in it.
It's got the bone on it. Yeah, and then you undo
yeah.
the top,
Alcohol. Yeah,
and
Yeah.
the handle takes a Mickey.
it
Oh.
does. See, I knew it. Mickey and medicine.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Got to do it right.
So, George, let's kick it off with cracking these tabs here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hang on.
Cheers, everybody.
Oh,
Oh,
cheers. La 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 la.
Oh,
There you go.
I was dying.
yeah.
Is it?
It's been so hot out, right?
Yeah.
It's been actually.
You're not complaining, though, are you?
It's been
Absolutely not.
hotter than the hobs of hell.
Yeah.
Well, I work in a freezer and a fridge, so my temperatures are pretty much the same all year round.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
I guess so. Holy crap.
But
Minus,
that's
well, if they're not, we have a problem, right?
Yeah.
part of the issue, though, right? It's coming out of my house. It's pretty big, but
Yep.
it's always about 18 degrees. So you come out of an ice box and you go outside, and it just it felt like I was stepping in a.
Yeah.
Lucky you're not
into
in
a hot tub.
BC right now, up to what the world record, Canadian record, 47 degrees.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, in
really?
BC.
Okay. So speaking of world records, Derek, you just kind of
Oh, yeah.
segue. I wanted to ask you about that. What world record were you part of or going to be? You posted
Yeah, I
something, right?
was just doing a dress rehearsal yesterday for the most drummers to play simultaneously online.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
Kathy was asking about it and thought it was because you were lined up in the big COVID Toronto vaccine kind of thing. Because weren't they setting a record out there or something?
Yeah, they did set a record for most vaccinations ever, I guess, at the not the ACC, the Dome or whatever.
Yeah.
They did, like, I don't know, it was 26,000 or something.
Yeah.
So it was kind of crazy. I'm just guessing at numbers because I would listen to the radio on the way to work and stuff. But
Right.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I took my mother yesterday for her second dose, and there's been a lot of speculation that you get really sick during the second dose, and I guess it's to each his own. I mean, my mom's still the crusty old lady she was before the dose, so nothing's really changed. And she still loves George. She calls me about just a few minutes before we got in the green room, and she's like, "How do I get on your show?" Ma, you've been on there watching George for the last almost 2 years, right?
It's the only reason I'm on. I'm only on every week.
And that's the only reason she watches.
Yeah.
She's going,
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm on.
Mr.
I
Ringo.
just want to hear George's trivia. Anyway, it's off to the great white north for her tomorrow.
What does your mom think about George's red sunglasses?
Oh, that,
She actually likes the ones that were, I guess
The
they were
road-
aviators or something like that. The
Yeah.
ones,
Yeah, the other ones are
the
aviators.
gold torn ones there. You know, like the
Yeah.
yeah, the
Kirk
pink ones.
Ziegler- Yeah, exactly. Like, well, it's not.
They're in the
Yeah.
van. Unfortunately, they're in the van at the moment.
Oh,
So
you drive
Oh,
a van? Do you drive a
shit.
70s porn van too?
He does.
Big bubble windows.
Well, hey, there you go. Those are the Ringo glasses. I like them. I actually have prescription ones like that I wear.
All right.
I just can't wear them in here because it would make my vision all blurry.
Yeah,
Well, we'd have to call you Lennon instead of Ringo then.
that's right. It's called John Lennon.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
I'm all right, you know. It's
Oh,
just-
wait, Johnny. Oh no.
Yeah, if I
Although-
wear my sunglasses,
that's right.
I can't do it like I am now. I have to project it on the big TV, otherwise I can't see it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, talking to John Lennon. Yeah, try these. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Is that better?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, it's
there you
better.
go.
You just need to squint your eyes a little more.
Yeah. There you go. So you don't have you should go get your aviators of the band.
I think they're-
Yeah, get them.
Take-
Just for
so-
Ringo's pump.
You see your van a shaggin' wagon? My dad had one, right? And it had this like diamond cut in it with all this fuzzy fur on it. And you
Oh,
crawl
yeah.
through and there'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
a
It was all
big ass
stuck together.
bed. And it kind of looked like George's Atomic Ballroom, right? There'd be all this like
Disco lights.
psychedelic. I thought it was like hypnotic, you know. And I kept asking him, hey, why do you have all those lights back there? And he used to say, well, because your mother wanted them up there. And I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
what's so what's a bag of candy for? But like the so the fur on the dashboard in this van was like an aqua blue, and on the front of it had a mermaid with
No way.
her lungs sticking out, and no
Her lungs
top on it.
sticking out.
Right.
Yeah.
So my mom grabs a spray can, grabs a white spray can, and she goes, there, the top of the mermaid is now mist. And so you saw the mermaid fin come out and the arms, and everything else was like a cloud. She did a pretty good job considering, but
Wow.
Crazy. So your dad had a shaggin' wagon, eh? You were conceived in a shaggin' wagon
I don't know if I
on a
was.
Sunbury Saturday night.
I
That's
think well, yeah, somehow I'm drawn to my car, which is a 67 Beaumont, and that's the year I was born. But yeah, that would have been somewhere in 66 or early 67.
Uh-huh.
But no idea why I like that car so much. But yeah, I don't know. I don't ask for those details because it's kind of like,
Well, sometimes
it's
you know,
in my head.
over the years they just get given to you, right?
Well,
Yes.
for sure. But I don't like to think of my parents ever doing the nasty. Because honestly, I tell them that, you know what, like my dad passed away in 2001, but I still talk to him once in a while. But the my mom, right? I just tell her, look, I'm not your kid. It's clearly I was just switched at birth in the hospital somehow.
Yeah.
So
Something happened.
Yeah.
that's right. But yeah, all good. So we got the ballroom coming up at about 10
minutes.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
about
yeah.
10 minutes, yeah.
So you got some good ones for us tonight there, Georgie?
Well, the usual standard, you know.
A good
Oh, yeah.
backside?
The usual standard. Mess us up.
Did anyone see the clip of this week's backside, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay. Right.
I shared it.
Yeah, did you see it? Yeah, okay.
I always share your backside.
Yeah. So it's up there for grabs, you know what I mean?
I was.
Wow. You guys,
Gender
it sounds all
grinder.
wrong. What you guys are saying just sounds wrong. Okay? Like,
Does
stop.
it really?
Right now. Stop.
About what?
Stop.
About what? The backside?
George's backside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
George has a very nice backside.
I've got lots of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For
Well,
anyone that's confused, that's listening our first time, it's the backside of an album, a vinyl album from the days
That's
of vinyl.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was
Actually,
looking at-
George,
Days-
I kind of see you got your front side on today too. You're wearing your colors.
Oh, the England shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
England.
Yeah, here. Look at this
England,
fancy shirt. Look at that.
Oh,
Well,
That's official, man.
yeah. Oh,
Well,
wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Big game
We
tomorrow.
have a big day tomorrow.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. We have a big
Yeah.
date. Yeah.
yeah. England and Germany, the big blowout.
Showdown at high noon.
That sounds familiar. Didn't that happen a few years ago?
Yeah, there's a lot of history. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the law of averages, I think it's our turn to win one now.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
so.
it doesn't matter what happens, who wins. All I know is there's going to be a lot of beer being drunk during and after the game.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Actually, you almost went out in the group last week. It was incredible. Like
Yeah,
1 minute Germany at the bottom, Hungary were in second, and Portugal were top, and France, and it just kept going for the.
Yeah.
And then it finished up second. Yeah. So
Wild, eh?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so
But
yeah,
it's not. It's as long as it's not as bad as watching the Leafs play.
Oh
No,
no,
that is-
nothing's ever
well-
that bad. I know very little about hockey.
Oh, look, they're winning. Oh, no. They
That's
lost
right. Yeah.
again.
Oh, we've got
Oh.
3-1 up in the series. Oh my goodness, it's 3-3 now.
Well,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, it's 4-3. Yeah.
Habs are killing it, obviously. But I soon discovered there weren't a lot of, Hab fans that I was hanging out with last week. So except
Yeah.
for one, yeah, no, it'd be nice to see them take the cup. But they're playing the worst team. The Islanders should have been in there. They'd have a better chance. So it's going to be a bit of a fight. To get the cup, but you know what?
From a
They've gone-
non-sports guy, I want to see the Canadians take it for their 25th time.
Oh, absolutely. As a Canadian, you want to see that happen, right?
Well, as a guy who lives an hour north of Toronto, I want to see that happen because, like,
Well, yeah, but the problem with it is they're playing Tampa, and Tampa's got about 6 ringers on their team, right? That are they're just killers, right? So
Yeah.
it's going to be a good series, no doubt. And again, it seems like every Monday night they're playing, so we've got a little competition. But if you're a Leaf fan, you should be on here not watching the Habs game.
well, as you were saying earlier, I can't believe how many Leafs fans have actually. I don't want to say jumped ship, but jumped ship, because I've seen so many people. Oh wow, I'm actually a Habs fan. It's just because I live this close to Toronto. I'm a Toronto fan.
I'm
Like,
just a
no,
Habs
it's
fan.
not, man. If I said anything any other time in the year,
Yeah,
they'd
yeah.
flip out.
No, you're right. You're right. So these diehard Leaf fans are telling me, like, of course, you can get back out on patios, right? So they're talking about the game and stuff like that. So I was never really a Leaf fan anyway, I'm really a Habs fan. And I said, what is this, Habs fan coming out day or something? Because
Yeah.
you know what? You're wearing a Leafs shirt. You're, like, come on, really? So I had to kind of interject, but it's like
Oh, hi, Rhonda. Sorry.
Hey Rhonda. So like the Habs, or sorry, the I don't know, I forget where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Anyway, Leaf fans, they're Leaf fans, and they choke every Game 7. They're cursed with Game 7.
They want to turn into Habs fans so they can understand what it's like to have a color photo of them in the Stanley Cup.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and see what you should learn to say to people, and I do this. It's funny sometimes. They say, you know what? If you can't stand being on the losing team side and you got to change sides, I think it's time you moved. Right? Go move to Montreal or move to Ottawa or move somewhere else, because Toronto, you keep changing your minds because that's where our team is.
So you know what, guys? I mean, I can't. We totally forgot to say hello to our Indie Rock Radio fans in Montreal.
Speaking of Montreal,
they're probably seething right now and turning us off. But no, honestly, I love the Habs and what they're doing. They won fair and square. They kicked Toronto's ass. So if you're a Toronto fan out there, there's no getting around that, because but, and they're going all the way. Like when you look at, when did the Leafs win the Stanley Cup? It was 1967, right?
67, yeah.
I've never seen them win a cup because I was born in 67. So there you go. And
if they win a cup, Toronto's going to blow up.
Well, maybe they will. I mean, you know what'll happen is they'll get to a team. It's sort of like the Raptors, right? They'll get to a team that they put together, and finally it gels. Finally, they get past the game 7 curse. Maybe they win a Stanley Cup, and all of a sudden, wham! They get traded off, and blah blah blah. And now they start from ground zero. It happened with the Jays, right? 2 back-to-back World Series, and
That's it.
they became sheep herders after that. So,
But on paper right now, and again, I am not a huge sports guy, but aren't the Leafs pretty good on paper? They should be a definite force to be reckoned with, shouldn't they?
did you say Leafs?
You say that
Yeah.
every year, though. Don't you?
No.
No, I thought on paper they had a pretty good lineup. I don't know. And said I'm ignorant to it.
You know, it's like this, Derek. And you can appreciate this because you own a lot of land as well. But I walk over by the side of my house where I plowed all the leaves from last year, and I can see them finally rotting. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's about it. So, sorry, Leaf fans.
Actually, Montreal are losing 2-0 at the moment.
Are they?
In the second, yeah, with 5 minutes to go, yeah.
Well, they're going to have a uphill battle, unfortunately. But
Game 1, yeah.
But onward, more chums et Montreal.
That's it. We got to cheer them on. Give them some good luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Keisha's saying restaurants are getting smart. They have TVs installed on outdoor patios. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, I've seen a lot of that. And in fact, it's interesting now to see some of the patios, like a big pizza chain, for example. I won't name it. They're packed. So what they've done now is they've got an outside patio. And now they've got an inside patio with the big screens and everything. So what they've done is taken, I think, like almost like a Florida type concept where they have all of the airflow, but they have enough blockage to be able to heat and keep the wind down, right? So it's pretty interesting how things are evolving. So, hey guys, so am I noisy? Can you hear me tapping here? Not much, right?
It's better, but you still hear it.
Yeah.
So I brought some foam.
Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, good boy.
We'll try it. Try anything once, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a little pub here in town, the Big Beef, and they have a parking lot. It holds 5 cars. So what they did now is they got a tent. It's like a giant top, like you'd see at little weddings or stuff like that. And they have their entire patio and parking lot covered with a tent, and they got a whole thing full of picnic tables underneath.
I think we ought to have a party in Bobby's backyard. Bobby, you know what we should do is now, like when the numbers kick up a bit, we should go out and just be like, set up your bands and all of that. We could do a little in-between show, broadcast it on Indie Rock, just have a real killer party, right? So
sounds good to me.
Bobby's saying, yeah.
Duck,
yeah. So we'll be doing something like that at Country Stop Burgers, up Highway 48. You want the best burger on the planet? Just go there, and it's we're excited about that. That's going to be a pretty huge event. I think we have some people coming in from Indie Rock Radio for that. We'll have bands. I think a bit of a car show and a whole bunch of things going on.
Yeah.
So that's going to be like probably August, I think, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost Derek for some reason here.
Derek, the drummer's gone missing. The drummer's gone missing.
I wonder if I accidentally hit a switch and kicked him in the band.
I don't know, because he just went poof and he was gone.
Yeah. Let me see.
Just check the green room. Maybe he's trying to get back in.
I probably banned him accidentally or something.
There you go.
So, okay, well, anyway, while we're waiting on Derek, let's we got our guest coming on about I guess 10 after. So want to tell us about your backside?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
let's do it.
I'm going to intro you.
I've got an intro.
Yeah.
You do. Hang on, let me find it.
Make sure you hit the right button.
Now it's George from the Atomic Ballroom.
Oh,
Ballroom.
spent no expense, on this budget.
I know, eh?
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, we went and dug into got some loose change for that. Actually, you know what? That's a good point. The trailer you made for your Twitch show.
Yeah.
If you can send me the MP4, that we'll run it before your Atomic Ballroom segment if you want.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Because we could spin that and it's got all your information and that you do bar mitzvahs and weddings and swinger parties, right? So
Swingers parties, yeah. You name it. Male
anything that's
everything, Swinger party, yeah, it's true.
So hey, George, you know what? Like, just while we're on that topic, so it's been said that up in Brooklyn, if you have a star on your house, on the outside of your house, it means you're a swinger. Or if you have the door partly open on your garage, you're a swinger. When I think it's probably just a broken garage. But let us know if anybody out there has heard of that, because I remember spending some time actually driving through Brooklyn. I live up there anyway, looking for stars, and we counted quite a few.
See, I always thought when you have a tire hanging from your tree, you're a swinger.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I think in England there's a certain kind of bush or plant or whatever outside houses that signify that as well.
Really?
I was listening to a gardening show for some reason, and I can't remember what it was called. It was part of something else I was listening to. And
there he is. Hey, buddy, what happened? Did I accidentally kick you off or what?
No, I think my internet reset. I lost everything. So I have to tell you though. Sorry, George. I have to tell you. I lived in Brooklyn for 6 years.
Okay.
It's true.
Is it really true?
Oh yeah, there is quite a few swingers in that area. Yeah. I don't know how much it is now because it's grown a lot more in population.
Yeah.
But it used to be. It was a little tight knit community for a little while.
Very tight.
And the thing was stars, right? If you had
so you
stars,
do the little wife and husband swapperoonie, huh?
Well, yeah. You couples go out and have drinks, right? You come on over to my house for a Friday or Saturday night drink.
Bob's asking if I knocked on any doors out there. Maybe. No, I just it was on I think City TV or some news thing or something. It was something that somebody brought up as funny, and so just as a lark, we decided to go down, and there were quite a few. So I thought, it could have just been a sale on in the garden department or something, but I don't know. Well, it's hard to say, right?
It's as I said, when it's a small community though, if you're in it, you're in it. Yeah. If you're not.
Speaking of being in it, we got to let George do his thing, man.
Get on the backside.
Yeah.
Montreal have got one back, so it's 2-1.
2-1. All right, Montreal.
Okay. Sports update there. We'll do it all over here.
How about the weather? Can we do the weather too?
George's backside.
Oh.
Wow, that looks pretty cool.
That's like is that like Hindu or something?
I don't know what it is. It's an Afghan dog on the throat.
Dog.
Okay, an Afghan dog.
I think it's an Afghan.
Yeah, okay, now I can see a little bit better. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
I know this album.
Do you?
I do.
All right. So keep it to yourself. And we'll,
people out there in Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and Indie Rock Radio.
Yeah.
Send us in a message if you think you know what it is. And George, we have an email address people can use too.
We do. It's Heikadelic930@gmail.com. Heikadelic930@gmail.com.
There.
Message in if you know the album.
Yeah.
If you know what the backside is.
Yeah. Of this album.
Send us an email or send us a message on YouTube or.
Yeah. And you'll get a gazillion imaginary points.
Yeah.
And
for your bag of Richards.
Points.
So just to clarify, George, is that Heikadelic 930 like the numbers?
Yes.
Yeah.
930.
930.
At
Gmail.
Gmail.
.com. Okay.
Yes, Serene. That's it.
So George will be checking for your
Nice.
answers.
Yeah, and if you see the clip, then that might be a help too. That's what I'm saying.
Very good.
There you go.
Oh, there is. Email
So,
address is Heikadelic. Yeah. I think it's a lowercase h. A lowercase h.
Does it matter?
I don't know. Does it?
Yeah, it usually doesn't matter.
Oh, that's all right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's been a bit
You know, we
pedantic.
like to think we're important, so we put it in uppercase. But if anyone's out there that would like to test it out for us,
Yeah,
send us something. Send us a picture of you smiling.
I've got.
Or if you've got a cat, take a picture of your cat.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the
pictures.
litter box, make it an O. Henry.
Yeah.
No, come on, that's just gross.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we've got in there.
Show us that backside one once again. It was a nice.
You
You got a nice backside.
You want to see my backside this week? Here it is.
There it is. Excellent.
That is good. Yeah. Yeah, we were just commenting earlier that George has a nice backside, and if you look at his pictures, he's like quite the photo bug, and it's amazing. You've got all these pictures from absolutely 100 years ago to now, and
Of myself.
yeah, you're well documented. No, but it's neat. You know what you got to do is build a collage. I know you're working on your memoirs, but build a collage that kind of brings you through time and shows you from like a wee lad all the way up to, you know, the George sitting there with his headphones on.
There you go.
Yeah, the old fart that sat here. Yeah.
You're George. You're not a day over 40, right?
Plus another 28. Yeah, something like that.
Something
No,
like that.
honestly, the feedback again is you look pretty young. You look kind of younger than us. Oh,
It's all smoke and mirrors.
than I go, anyways. But
Yeah, thanks.
honestly, with this beard I've got, it's just growing like Santa Claus white. So,
And you know what? we have
Okay,
over
and
here?
what about George? What about the more or less? Do you want to tee that up? And let's get the questions out early, so that our team out there of
Look at
listeners
that.
and watchers.
Look at
wow.
This is week 24 of it.
Nice.
How many weeks are we now in Destitute?
COVID.
What are we, 66?
Yeah.
What?
Since your last gig.
It's the
Just my
question.
last gig.
Since your last one out.
Actually, I think 66. It'll be 66. Yeah.
Nice.
Clickety click 66. Yeah,
Clickety click, barber trick.
that's the one. All right. So Ringo.
What do we got?
Ringo, you've got pick A side or B side.
I'm gonna go with the trusty A side.
Okay, I forgot what it is because it is from 2 weeks ago, and you know my memory isn't what it used to be. But let's see what we've got on here. Which one did he say? B
A
side.
side. A side. A
All right.
side.
All right. Here we go.
A for Andrew.
It's my middle name.
All right. All right. Okay, this is about top selling albums or most sold albums in the US, not worldwide, in the US alone, right?
Right.
So Aerosmith are in there in the top 15 best-selling, most selling albums of all time by selling 65.5 million albums in the US. In the US.
Okay.
Now, Metallica are in there as well in the top 15. Have they sold more or less than Aerosmith at 65.5 million albums?
What year was that? That would have been like in.
Just it's up to just.
There's no year.
No,
There is no year. It's
So this is collectively
total
over
album sold. Yes.
total.
Yeah.
Total. Oh wow, that's tough.
Mm.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna have to say Metallica for sure.
Sold more.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
he's gone for more.
Oh no, here we go again. He's giving me that.
Yeah,
Usually
you got to look this time. He didn't say, "Are you sure that's your final answer?"
Well, I was just
Yeah.
going to say, are you locking that one in? Are you going to lock that one in?
Are you going to lock it in?
You've gone for more, right?
Yeah.
Or,
You've sold more than 65.5 million albums.
come on. And all.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with that.
What?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
I
no
was,
way. I don't believe that.
no,
I
I
got
was
for a
gonna,
recount.
No,
I was
it's
gonna go less.
Check it
probably
out.
true. No, it's a tough
Yeah.
question. It's probably true.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my first gut was telling me Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my second gut, because I have two stomachs, right? It was telling me like,
It's actually Metallica have sold 63 million albums.
wow, that is crazy.
Ooh.
So a million
Well, I mean-
difference.
When you think that Aerosmith have been selling them since the 70s, though, that's pretty good.
Well,
Yeah.
in the grand
Well, that's why I
scheme of
figured
things,
Metallica had surpassed them by now.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like one
Because-
one band buying a pack of smokes and a case of beer more than the other band. That's how tight it is.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
So hey, just before we kind of like we have a guest coming on, we'll talk about him in a few minutes, but it's a comedian. So I'm ready to. I got my Depends on, and because we can't leave and some drinks and stuff, and I'm waiting to laugh my ass off here. So if you're out there and you're really bored by listening to Ringo yap, we got a real comedian coming in, and so yeah, it should be great.
Yeah, he's
real,
real.
A real
He's
one.
not made of
Not
rubber
like-
or
Not
plastic.
like,
He's
no,
He's
not
not
real.
like us.
no,
He's
not
not
like
like
He's not a puppet.
he's
Oh,
not
no,
bull
I mean,
like us.
not like the four comedians you can see right here, right now. This is a real
Right.
comedian.
We're just
Yeah.
funny looking.
Yeah.
All right, Heiko, I've got
We
your
look
B-side
like a
question
laugh
here.
and a shine butt. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Watch it. You're gonna get the cane.
all right.
You're going to get it.
There we go. If it wasn't for Ringo's mum, I wouldn't be here, by the way. But
That's right.
you guys just, That's the only reason I'm here.
I actually heard
Put up with
Ringo's.
it.
I heard Ringo's mom the other night, and I was like, "Man, we really should get Ringo's mom on here."
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
She's funny.
Right.
No, let's not do it. Yeah, but yeah,
All
she
right.
might.
So Ringo is stuck on 14. Heiko was on 15. He could increase it to 16 and open up a 2-point gap.
Oh my God.
And don't forget, we're only doing this.
What
to
is the
20.
end score? Are
20.
we going to
First one to
21 or
hit
something?
Yeah, we're going 20.
I don't think
20?
Yeah.
21? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here is Heiko's question for that point. Bruce Springsteen, he sold 65.5 million albums.
Jesus.
Yeah. Same as Aerosmith.
Oh,
Now,
Bruce Springsteen.
have Van Halen
Oh,
sold
boy.
more or less
Come
than
on.
Bruce Springsteen at 65.5 million
I'm gonna
in the
think
US?
Springs-
In the US.
Yeah, Springsteen's topped that.
You think Springsteen's going for more?
Springsteen sold more than Van Halen.
More than, okay, 65.5 million.
Yes,
That is correct. You have a 2-point lead.
because he's got Born in the USA, the song that really sucks. But
yeah,
it says
no,
it all.
you're right. Yeah. George, those are great questions. Honestly, they
Absolutely.
both were tough because, like I said, I was thinking Aerosmith out of the gate.
I'd be on anyway.
Because Metallica appealed to every kid and every
Yep.
you know, everybody in prison, everybody out of prison. Not that prison has anything to do with anything, but you know, they were kick-ass.
Yeah. They
Bikers,
came later.
Metallica
though.
came in and kicked ass. They did.
Yeah, they
Totally.
did.
I remember
but
when they came in.
yeah,
Van Halen sold
They didn't have any help.
Van Halen sold what?
56.5, like 9 million.
Yeah,
something like-
Yeah.
9 million less than Bruce
Well, yeah, it's like
in the US.
you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's a tight race, right?
Yeah, but even that, those three bands were all in 60-something million albums. Like that's wild.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Right?
And that's just in the US, not taking
Yeah.
in worldwide.
Imagine that, right? $10
Yeah.
an album or $15, $20 at that time.
Yeah.
I'd be happy selling the difference in between them.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I know if my crypto goes up, I'll be in that. So like Okay, so then we gotta get our guest in here shortly.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
yeah. So Derek, tell us a little bit about him. I have my own thoughts, but
Well, Jeremy, I have my own thoughts. Well, Jeremy, I met Jeremy doing I guess it was for banners the first time I met him. We were doing. He was emceeing and my band was playing, and there was a couple other bands, and
Nice.
we were getting the banners that hang in small towns for vets that have passed, right? And they hang them, line the streets with them.
Yep.
Like in Uxbridge.
Yeah. So, well, Sunderland.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just down the
The
road.
next one over on. Yeah, a little north.
Yeah.
So that's it was through the Legion, and it was a pretty good time. So
Yep.
That's awesome.
I've worked with him a couple times since doing the same thing. I think there was 2 or 3 nights that we did, different years that we did it. But he's a pretty good guy. He's a father. He's a Canadian comedian, so obviously he has a job. You can
No, that's good. We'll ask him a few questions, but we want to hear the funniness that is what was it? The Count of Monte Cristo? No, what he's the
The Earl
of Comedy.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
the
am
Earl
the
of Comedy.
Earl of Comedy. Which some of the research I did on him and stuff like that was like he's got a Facebook page and everything, but it seems like he hangs out with a troupe of and that was really before I did all of that research when we were talking the other night on our pre-production thing. I always wondered about that because if you look at like the bigger comics, the world famous ones like Adam Sandler and all that, like they all started somewhere. So they all started, they got into like, these comedy things and comedy houses and everything. And it was like a war, right? It was like these, you had to really, really be on your toes to compete. But like I've been to Yuck Yucks a bunch of times and I love it. I absolutely love it. There's
I'd like to do that again once they open up again. We should all get together and do that.
Yeah, that would be fun. Or we can do our own little form of that. Get a bunch of comedians and let's get them out to one of our sponsors and do a live thing, man. That would be super cool.
Now we're talking.
Hey, comedy and a burger.
Right.
Yep.
Danny.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to Danny, Country Stop Burgers.
Danny
Ballantrae.
Burgers.
Guess what I had for dinner today?
Oh,
I had
Country Stop Burger?
I had one of his burgers and an order of fries.
Oh, so you made it out there. You made the trek.
No, I didn't make the trek. My lovely wife stopped by on her way home from work.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
Where does she work?
Newmarket.
She's healthcare.
Newmarket. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's in healthcare though, right?
So she had to come a little bit south. She was very nice to you.
Yeah, just a couple of kilometers south. It's not far.
Yeah.
From Davis Drive, you just go down 2 sets of lights and you're there.
Yep.
Yeah. You got a good lady when she'll get you burger or pie, right? So
yeah,
absolutely. Or both.
So Bobby Cousins is saying, "Hey, tra-la-la." So I'm with him on that. I just gotta get some more.
Oh, should we get Jeremy in case he wants a drink too?
That would be a great idea. Let's get him on, and
we'll throw him in and we'll tell him what this is all about, and we'll have a drink together.
All right.
Start off right.
All right.
And we have Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy! Woo!
A lot into these productions.
Guys, you're gonna do a drink thing. I forgot to get a drink.
Oh, you want to get one? I gotta reload mine anyways. So
okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water.
I'm gonna play.
All right.
That's not a drink.
Yeah, but that's what I drink.
Oh,
that's what
I'm water. Us water drinkers.
What happened? We used to all drink beer together. Now everyone's drinking water.
I've come out in sympathy with you. Look, I've got water tonight.
That's terrible.
But it's in a Stella Artois glass, though.
Don't put that up. That's private.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it really?
What the hell?
Oh, no.
Can't see it now.
You're sending it for the show.
No, I was sending that to you.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. We just had a blip in the screen. Yeah.
Oops.
Cover's blown. Yeah. All right.
So, anyways, yeah. Just in case if you're ever wondering what happened there, that was just a little shot on the screen, and
That was
don't know
nothing.
where it came from.
It was,
Okay, George, try again. Here's our drinking song. Cheers,
All right.
everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, whoa! Start it over again.
Yeah.
1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4. So, do you know that fine theme there, Jeremy?
I'd be lying if I told you I knew what that was.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's
I don't remember.
that's Hanna-Barbera.
Okay.
And it's called the Banana Splits.
Yeah.
And it is before my time and probably before yours too, but these
Oh,
guys remember it.
I watched it every Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who Rusty Staub is, the baseball player?
Rusty Staub.
Yeah, there was
No.
No, you don't? Okay. No, like a guy I was talking to on the street, he just started asking me about Rusty Staub. And I looked him up and he played like the 1950s.
Yeah.
Like
How old do I look?
like what? No, but it was such a I thought I was talking to just like maybe I'd never heard of this player, right? But man.
Yeah.
That's just
So,
like
Jeremy,
I used to hear someone always called somebody Mortimer Snurd.
Well, I read the book about, it wasn't Rusty Staubs. I think it was like Rusty Bed Springs by IP Knightley.
Yes.
Just warming up the
Here we
main
go.
roster.
Here we go. It's in the bar.
I set the bar all right.
So, Jeremy, we can't help but notice your background there. It looks like a background of you, the Earl.
Can
So,
you,
okay,
can you
so
reach that from where you are, Jeremy?
yeah.
Show it up to the screen here. I'm gonna
closer.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
remember everything's backwards.
Backwards. Yeah, we're backwards.
Oh, is
here.
it backwards? Okay, let's see.
The
Oh, there you
result
go.
is
yeah,
Stalin
hey,
that's
is a
awesome.
great grandfather of mine.
Really?
Right on.
He is the Earl of
Okay, so-
Comedy.
All right, so I don't go as the Earl of Comedy. The Earl of Comedy is actually it's based on the bar that we started the show at. And
Yeah.
It's the Earl of Whitchurch. So by no means I'm referring to myself as like the Earl or the Duke or the King of Comedy.
I don't know. I would
Just,
go for all the marbles, man. Just put it out there, right?
I'm just a guy who fixes air conditioners from
Stand
Stouffville.
there,
You know?
I'm coming for you. Watch out for the Earl of Comedy.
Yeah, you just throw it out there until someone disagrees with you, and that's it.
So, are you a lifer in Stouffville?
I mean, I don't know how I would ever buy anywhere else. And I'm just talking, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that it's because it's amazing, but like, who can even think of buying a house right now?
Yeah.
That's
know?
a good point.
But no, I mean, like, did you grow up there?
Oh no, I grew up in Sunderland actually.
Oh,
Holy
okay.
shit.
See,
Yeah,
I grew up in Sunderland. Well, that's where I live now.
that's why.
I didn't know that you grew up there.
Yeah, that's why I go back every now and then just to,
Wow.
see who's still alive.
I'm in the bead. We're neighbors.
Get,
I'm
do a
in the
little
bead.
Oh, yeah,
Beaver-
you're the
Beaverton?
Beaver.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just
Cool.
up the
Yeah,
street.
I went to Brock High School. Did any of you guys go to Brock High School?
No.
No, I'm an Uxbridge High guy.
Oxbridge High, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
So you never know. We probably were at some of the same parties together at some point.
Yeah.
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 Well, I was at that big party where that guy got killed.
Well,
Really?
that was on my birthday. Yes, that was
Come
my
on,
friends who
really?
held it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was.
I
That
was
was
long
quite the
gone.
night.
I was long gone before it happened, but I remember it was pretty crazy.
I remember
Yeah.
the first one that they had because there was like 3 or 4 years in a row of it having it, right?
How many people were there? Would you say about 1,000?
Oh, easy,
Wow.
over 1,000.
Like you guys, this is like the biggest high school party ever.
Ever?
Like 3 or 4 high schools involved, and it was
Yeah.
just a big jam. Like I got lucky that night I was able to drive my car out.
Yep.
But
People were there for 2 days.
yeah, man.
Yeah, big
So
big
what?
crime scene.
Was it on
Out-
somebody's property?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
somebody rented a farm, right?
Yeah.
Their
Okay.
parents rented a farm and they allowed them to have a party. Now, when I was growing up, we used to have some pretty big parties, like as we're like this, thousands of people would come, right?
Right.
And sometimes stuff happens, and this one pretty much shut down the parties.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't make it home that night, so
Wow.
yeah, it kind of brought attention to our bigger parties. But we used to go into old gravel pits, and you'd have 1,000 people, and
Yeah.
it started out as high school guys, and then it
Right.
got bigger and bigger, and and all of a sudden you got Scarborough coming, you got Pickering coming, you got Ajax and
Yep.
Newmarket, and
Yep.
just everybody comes. And back then, everybody's small town guy, lots of beer, I can fight anybody, and sometimes
That's
it
it.
doesn't work out so well.
No. But Sunderland's a funny little town because there's a band that plays in Sunderland every year, and they're a big
There
band.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they
Blue-
play at the
Blue
community
Rodeo.
center there. Yeah, Blue Rodeo.
Mhm.
You
We've
guys
seen
want
them
to hear a
many
funny
times
story
there.
about Blue Rodeo?
Of
Yeah,
course.
Go for it. Go
All
for
right,
it.
so my buddy, his dad was in the Lions Club, and he called me up. He said, "Grab a couple friends, and if you, we'll give you free admission to the Blue Rodeo concert if you help clean up after." Right? So I was like, "Oh yeah, like no problem, right?" And so I was probably like in my 22, 23.
Yep.
So we go to the concert. I didn't really drink that many beers, but I had a couple beers. But anyways, afterwards, like when they said clean up, I thought it would be just clean up the garbage. No, we were we were putting guitars in cases and like wheeling up their like the organ and stuff like that. Well, anyways,
So you guys were roadies as well.
yeah, we were packing up. We weren't cleaning up, right?
Nice.
But I used to smoke cigarettes maybe like 14 years ago. And anyways, I'm pushing the organ up the ramp onto the truck, and then my buddy is at the top. He's pulling it, and the one guy yells at me. He's like, "Hey man, you can't smoke back here." I was like, "Oh, sorry man," and I went to pull it out of my mouth, but the cherry caught on my fingers.
Yeah.
And I like freaked out. I fell off the ramp, and then the organ went down the ramp and into the darkness. Like Blue Rodeo's organ.
A Hammond
And then-
B12 or something.
So this guy is more concerned about getting that organ back because it's rolling away, and then my buddy and I, we were just like, okay, we're out of here, and we ran around the truck and then bumped into the band, and they were like standing in a circle talking to other people from town, so we just hung out with them forever. Yeah.
That's funny.
Was Ryan the Lion there?
Ryan the Lion?
Yeah.
I think his dad was.
Yeah.
I think his dad was, yeah.
So cool. So our listeners, watchers, Jeremy, we're on Indie Rock Radio as well. So we've got a pretty good following over there, and they broadcast all over Canada and the US now. And so they listen in, and then we've got our Twitchers, YouTubers, and Facebookers. But people out there that are too shy, a little timid to maybe come on screen, which we do have a lot of people out there that, unfortunately don't interact, but send us an email. George put something really whack together, which is Heikadelic930@gmail.com, which is actually a brilliant way to let's get dirty at 9:30.
Yeah.
So send us a email. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see what you're wearing.
Yeah.
And
Or if you got a question for our guest.
Yep.
Well, what I mean is it's Canada Day, so people are
There you
getting
go.
get prepping for the weekend. You might have a funny hat, or show us your pets. That's that kind of thing. Give Jeremy some content that he can work with here. So
those sound like terrible photos.
I know. We don't want pictures of hairy monkeys and shit like that now.
This is my cat. Yeah, thanks, Susan. Thanks
Yeah.
for the photo, Susan.
Yes.
So how did you start into comedy, Jeremy?
Well, I think I was one of those guys that had jokes for a long time, but I had never gone on stage. And then a guy I went to college with years ago, I noticed that he had started doing comedy, and I started to go see him. His name's James Hammond, and I would go watch him, and I'd bring my wife. It'd be like a fun evening, and then I was like, oh man, I really want to try this. I've got about 5 minutes,
Yeah.
worth of material, and yeah, I just let him know that, and he gave me the opportunity to go up on stage. It was at this place called Vape on the Lake down in
Nice.
Etobicoke.
Yeah,
It's like
I know
okay.
where that is.
It's like a
actually.
weed bar.
Yeah.
So we go there, and yeah, and like I did okay. I didn't like murder or anything like that. I think like when I started off comedy, my jokes were I was more trying to kind of shock people. Maybe not so shock people, but I was kind of crude and
So do you
just
remember
wasn't
what
me.
your absolute first joke was when you went on stage? What was your opening joke? Do you remember?
Dude, I don't remember.
Corgi pie. No, like what's your style of comedy? Is it rude and crude, or is it like
No,
is
I
it
think
like witty?
I think there's a bit of wit in it. I try and be clever. So a lot of slow burners.
Okay.
Where I'll just wait for the audience to laugh. I know it's coming. They're like, okay, I'm starting to get this, and then
the silence gets them laughing, right? It's like crazy stuff.
I find that I have to really I'm not saying that I have like a unique style or anything, but with my style, I need to let the audience know what I'm all about right away, because if I don't get them on board right away, like they really need to be in tune with what I'm saying. Because if they're only half paying attention, like
it doesn't work.
I guess that goes with a lot of comedy, right? But
yeah.
So like put your cell phones down and focus, right?
Oh yeah. There are people at shows that are on their phones though.
I know.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy. Right?
It's why go? Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
Somebody else who really wanted the seat could have sat there.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you handle hecklers?
I just kind of make fun of them, but it's a fine line, right? Like,
yeah.
I've only had a few times where it's just been them heckling me. Like it doesn't it's maybe happened maybe twice where it's been me, but because I host, because I do a lot of hosting for shows where like I'm like the comic that goes up in between the other comics a lot.
Right.
You kind of sometimes you got to deal with them, or like I try and be as polite as possible, right? Because I know like if you go at an audience member, like th're still an audience member. You don't want to like humiliate them or anything like that. And I think there's you just make yourself look bad, right? I just don't have the charm to like pull off like an assassination and get away with it. Like when I say really mean things, I just look like a mean person. Like no one's laughing at that.
He told him to climb up the top of a crane and jump off.
Well, I'm trying to think of the comedian's name. Darren. Great guy.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's actually I think he's from Toronto or Durham area.
Darren Rose?
He's that little guy, right? He's a short
Darren
guy.
Frost. Is it Darren Frost? No.
He's a DJ.
No, right. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, he is a DJ actually.
He's a short guy, right?
Oh, Frost.
Bald?
No, he's a yeah, you're right. He's kind of short, balding kind of guy.
Yeah, I've seen him live. Yeah, at Ajax.
Yeah, he's like
brilliant.
dirty, right?
Yeah, like what he does, he'll pick somebody out in the audience and he'll say, "Okay, Ducky," which translates to the F-bomb. But man, I was there watching him, and he was talking about. Well, I bought every DVD he had, and just because I mean, he was just incredible. So I bought all his merch.
Right? He was angry.
He comes off, but he's just brilliant, and picks somebody out, and he plays with that one or two people all night through his set. But on one of his videos, he was talking about how I think somebody threw a beer bottle at him.
Oh yeah, that is Darren Frost. I think.
Darren Frost. Okay.
Yeah, it is. I just looked it up. It is.
Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, and he's got this way about him. He's just just a funny guy, and his composure and everything. He's up there. He's got this really serious look on his face, and But yeah, he was talking about a beer bottle because I guess, when you heckle, there are those that can, you're there for fun. Come on, let it roll off and have fun with it. But some people, take it to heart. And it's like, what? And I remember going to a university pub one night when I was a kid and seeing a band. And of course, a couple of my friends were in punk bands. And they love to fight, but not stereotyping, of course. But the comedian said something to my buddy in the front row, and he just leaped on stage because I think it was about his girlfriend or something like that, and made a wisecrack, and they got into a big fight. Then it turned into a massive bar fight. So I'm like, yeah, okay, this heckle's really
oops.
Yeah. But if you had, on that note, has anybody like taken offense or chucked a beer bottle at you or anything?
No, I'm not even anywhere close to that line of conflict. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the assassination. I like that word.
The thing about the shows that I have, like, I get so many people that have, like, we fill up the top of the Earl. We get lots of people there.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, I would say half of them have been to the show before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like everyone, there's a lot of kind of self-policing going on, and also it's not a small town, but it's small enough where people don't want to embarrass themselves. Like, you don't have that anonymity you have in the city. Like any of us could go to the city, drink a Mickey, and then just go yell at a bartender or a comedian or something like that, and like no one would ever see you again.
Yeah, exactly.
You build a reputation. You did.
Jeremy's house all of a sudden is full of, it's been pummeled with eggs and stuff like that. Well, I lost it. I snapped. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. So we get it. So can you give us a little taste of your, your acts? Or are we just
a little skit?
A skit?
Look at these four faces here for radio. I'm sure you can come up with something.
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering, what's with the sunglasses?
Well, that's a good question. I can't really talk about the, because the witness protection program's kind of
There you go.
So I have one eye that's kind of.
No, you know what? I get it, because like
I
just don't want people to recognize me.
I think like Bob McCowan did that, right? It was just like a thing he did that he could like concentrate maybe more or something.
I'm actually
get in the zone.
I'm a pretty shy guy, but I find when I put glasses on, it's like being on the internet and stalking people. I just I'm a whole different person.
Yeah, when he puts his glasses on, he's looking at cleavage.
Just yours. Like,
Thanks, buddy.
There's a question here. There's a question. Richard Dukeshire from Niagara, Ontario asks, question for Jeremy. What's the easiest thing you find about doing stand-up comedy, and what's the hardest thing about doing stand-up comedy? The easiest thing about doing stand-up comedy is thinking you're great and not putting the work in. That's the easiest thing to do. And the hardest thing to do is to put the work in and accept that like everyone else is getting a little bit better every day, and you need to too.
Yeah.
Is that a good answer for you?
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, if somebody's looking to get into comedy, what would you suggest for them to do to start? Like, somebody's a little scared. Like say Ringo over here wants to become a stand-up comedian and fill the Earl.
Well, okay.
Well, I don't know if
there are two ways. There are two ways, and anyone can apply to this. We'll just put you on a list, and we'll get you on eventually when we start the show again. But we have a segment. It's called Comedy is Easy, and you go on. You get to do 4 minutes.
Yep.
And you go on just after the intermission, and at that point, everyone's had a few drinks. They're ready for you, and I set it up. Like I tell the audience this guy's never done comedy before, and you get 4 minutes. I've had to take people off the stage though. because they go over time, or they just they freeze up and stare at the light, or they get really weird, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody. But the other way to do it is there's a whole bunch of Toronto comedy Facebook groups. They are
Kind of like George over there.
they're kind of annoying because there's so many posts, but
Uh-huh.
sorry, this is funny. We went down to one. Okay.
I'm just screwing with George.
George is sitting there going, why am I on the big screen here? What's going on?
Yeah, there's open mics everywhere, and if you want, if anybody wants to try comedy, it's at an open mic.
Yeah.
Well, 4 minutes though, anybody who's been on stage knows that 4 minutes can be a lifetime.
Yeah.
So that is fairly long, is it not, for somebody who's never been on stage before?
Well, it's a maximum 4 minutes.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So you can do what you want.
30 second, make them laugh once and get off.
Yeah, like it's all what you want to do. Like they're gonna cheer for you and clap for you at the end, no matter what.
I could see getting up there for 4 minutes and just like staring at people, and that's gonna get a laugh, right?
Well, you know what? The way that doesn't happen is like what I do is when I have a show, every show, it doesn't matter which one, I'm out in the parking lot for like half an hour before the show starts. I'm just going through my act and getting everything loose, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
A little bit of just getting my timing as close to where I want it to be, and not everybody does that, but like for me, I don't want to have to worry about my act. I want to worry like the word part. I want to worry about like the making people, entertaining people,
engaging
side
part,
of thing. Yeah. Like this.
Yeah.
So how do you you write some material, some new material?
Yeah.
So how do you kind of try it out? Do you try it out on somebody, or just go with a
my
live
wife.
Your wife gets all out of it.
If the kids laugh, it works.
Let me tell you how much my wife loves hearing my jokes. Like, and she gets to hear like the second, third, fourth, and fifth like version of it as I narrow it down.
Right.
So if she thinks it's funny, like right off the bat, then I think I got something sometimes. All right.
If you
All right,
get
try it
the
out.
stink eye, it's not so good, huh?
Yeah, but sometimes that means it's even better though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Like it's Derek's a musician, I'm a musician, George is the DJ, same kind of entertainment. But yeah, it's being an original songwriter and everything, like Derek does this as well. I mean, your significant other always gets an opportunity to hear it and over and over and over.
When I used to do demo tapes, like back in the day, to different things, I used to always run them by Liz, and then I got fed up because I thought she's just the wrong person.
Yeah. I got one of those too.
So I stopped it. I thought you're not the first, because she got, nah, it's all right,
I've actually
you're all
got
enthusiastic, and it's like, nah, it's all right, you know what I mean?
I've actually got like a bunch of people that I see fairly often.
Yeah.
And they're all different personality types. So I like to try. I don't just like come out and start running. Like, can you sit down? I'm going to tell you some jokes. Like, I'll just kind of sneak it in, you know?
Yeah.
But and that's a good point. It's got to be spontaneous. And I know, like, see, for me, it's hard to, like, even being a musician and performing and all of that, it's really hard to think about, okay, so if I went and did a comic bit for, say, 4 minutes, would I need to have that scripted? Because I'm a big fan of improv. I'd rather just like sort of listen to something and some feedback and sort of snipe that. But I might be one of those guys that freeze up.
I would say that unless you're very, very, very confident in your improv abilities, like you've done a lot of improv, I would start by writing everything down and just working out, like, write out this much. Here's my hands, right? And then come back to it the next day and make it this big, and the next day make it this big, and then even the next day, just cut all the fat, right? Because when you write something that's funny, it's funny to you, but sometimes you over-explain yourself. You just want the joke. You don't want anything else.
Yeah.
So like Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, what you're saying is, so you have your routine. So you've got your time on stage. You pretty much have it planned out, right? So
Yeah.
has something ever happened, whether it be you got interrupted or something happened and it totally screwed you up and you lost
Oh,
your train
yeah.
of thought?
Oh yeah.
So what's a
It's-
good one there? What would have happened to you where you totally lost your
it's
train
just
of
like
thought?
it's always the worst when you have like I'll have a joke that takes me 7 minutes to tell, like one joke, but it'll
Oh yeah,
it'll get like interrupted by something happens and somebody says something, or you know what I mean, and then you just get it just like derails the whole thing, and you had the audience, but there was an interruption, and you can't get them back to that like level. So you're like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell like a fart joke or something, you know?
Yeah.
Just like
So you got your
just get
backup
off the stage.
fart jokes.
So you would probably
Nothing
hate,
says loving like a
hate
good
that.
Dutch oven.
But I did that once, and it wasn't. I didn't mean to. It's just I knew some jokes that I used to tell too, or little one-liners that I used to say once in a while. And there was a comedian on stage, and he just ended with him talking about how bald his head was, and that
Okay.
was kind of his punchline, and people were laughing, right? And
Yeah.
I had a couple beers in me, and I just yelled out, "Yeah, I know why your head's so bald." And he looked at me, and he goes, "Why?" And I said, "Too many U-turns under the sheets." And he just stared at me, but everybody started laughing, right? And he just stared at me, and I could tell he didn't know what to say. And he hummed and hawed, and then he looked at me and he goes, "What the hell's a U-turn anyway?" And I
Yeah.
said, two lefts. And everybody went crazy again. And he just lost it. He just hummed and hawed after that, and I felt terrible, but it was just one of those things, right?
You're that guy.
But you know
Heike.
what?
I'm that guy.
I think at the end of the day, though, like if everyone's having if the audience is laughing, that's all.
I
That's all
think
you
it
need,
works.
though,
Yeah,
right?
everyone's having a great time.
Yeah.
Well, and it's spontaneity and stuff in life that happens. I love those comedians that come out and just kind of roll with it, right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
I was at the whatever grocery store. Like my daughter one time comes out and she goes, "Where's my dad?" And of course, everybody's working home office, so there's the conference call thing going on. My daughter's not paying attention. "Where's my dad?" "Oh, he's at the kill room." Okay, of course, the conference button's on, right? And everybody's hearing this on the other side. And then she goes, "Okay, so where's my effing moon cheese?" Right? And it was just hilarious. But it was everything good jokes and spontaneity.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes timing and it takes a receptive audience as well, right?
Yeah.
But that's where I'm really stuck in the mud. And as far as going up and doing an open mic thing, it's like, I'm not a good process guy. These guys, like, we always try to shut the up, Ringo, because we're kind of going over. But like it's I have a problem with that. I used to do sales, like account managed sales, and then you have to follow this process, and it's designed to kind of get people juiced up to buy and stuff like that. But I would like wig out because it's like, what was that? So finally, I just like, okay. You know what? Here's the deal. If I can save you 30%, are you interested in talking to me or not? Right? And oh no, yeah, hey, so get to the point, right? So it's
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's a tough one. I guess I just have to do it to figure it out.
What were you?
Well,
what were you
if
selling?
you ever,
Yeah, what were you selling?
Do I need to say that?
Hold on. Can we all go around and guess, and whoever is closest wins?
Sure. Okay, go for it.
All right.
But Heiko, you can't answer this. You probably-
All right.
I'm gonna say you were selling insurance.
Ooh, that's the 30% would make you think that, right?
yeah.
All right. I'm going
Okay. So George.
I'm
Sure.
going for some kind of equipment.
Okay.
Like a strap on?
Yeah, exactly. Bingo. Bingo right there.
Bingo,
a
Ringo.
sex toy. I was those parties you'd have, right? Where like,
Orgies?
ladies would set no, like, it would be like, hey, we're gonna have these
Oh, the Tupperware parties.
yeah,
fantasy or whatever parties or whatever, right? And I'd be the guy, I'd be Rico that walked in and said, or Ringo. Rico was another thing.
Suave.
But I'd come in and I'd be like, hey, you know what? I'm your model. But yeah, and if I could save you 30% on that,
You know what? You know what I think it is?
what do you think it is?
I think it's you know when you go to the mall and they have those people that come up to you and they put the Dead Sea salts on the back of your hand.
Oh, I bought a grand worth of those. I swear, one time.
Oh
I
no!
just picture you. I picture you robbing the guy's hand, and you're like, "Hey, if I could save you 30% off, you're gonna do this or what?"
Yeah, I could save you 30%. Are you interested in my sea salt? But no, I'm not like like it's usually you gotta be like yes, it's ladies and men that will, but it's usually a lady that'll come over. But one time, no, a guy came over and he's like, "Hey, I've got this, sea salt thing," and it was in the mall, and I thought it was pretty intriguing. So yeah, I got sucked into buying a lot, but no, it wasn't that actually. It was more the.
Hey, you know what?
He
There's
got
something
sucked
about
in, and he bought a lot.
yeah. There's something about how soft the people's hands are that work there.
Yeah, because they do it all day.
You're just like,
Exactly.
oh man, that's the softest hand I've ever had touch my hand.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm definitely gonna buy this and use it all the time.
Fun fact: when I got my first COVID test, right, I pulled up because they had the drive-through COVID, and so it was one of those pop-ups. This guy comes over, doctor or whatever he was, I don't know. He probably didn't waste money on a doctor for me, but so he says, "Tilt your head." So I tilt my head. He sticks the thing in tickles my brain or whatever, and then he goes, "Hey, you didn't even flinch. How was that?" I said, "Well, it was fine." I said, "But actually, that's the deepest a man's ever penetrated me," and I got a laugh. I really did. So, but it's.
Normally it's in the
We've
ear.
heard it before. We've heard that one before.
So would I qualify for the 4 minutes? No.
Well, I mean, it's a start.
It's a start. It's a start.
Right? Yeah.
So
Nice.
So we have some late bloomers chiming in here. So Murph's on and Matt Boros. So and then Bobby's suggesting I was a vacuum cleaner salesman.
There you go.
Or person. And Murph says I was selling hot dogs in Sudbury. And Ringo has minor hands, rough as shit.
There you go.
I do have.
Feels like sandpaper.
Well, for a guy that's been in business for I've done a lot of. It wasn't actually doing that. It was in pretty high-end solution selling, but. Yeah, I like to tinker, so that's why my hands are all like that. And so they catch me in the mall, right? What's that?
High-end solution, like when that's pretty vague. Like,
do you think the guys that are in low-end solutions? Do you think they feel bad about them? They're like,
that Ringo sells that high-end solution.
We're so normal and regular. There's nothing exceptional about us at all. Oh.
Nothing. I think the guys that sell, a low-end solution are.
I need some solution for my low end. Yeah,
I got you.
No, like a high-end solution is like you get this like complex software, and like a low-end solution is they just like pour water on it, and they're like, "There you go, I dealt with it.
Yeah, it's done.
That's a solution right there."
Yeah.
Right. So Jeremy,
software.
Here's the solution. Pull the plug.
Jeremy, do you have any like superstitions before you go on? Little things you do or don't do
superstitions.
before you go on?
Or whatever routines or little things you have to do.
I think the superstition is, and is that I won't do well if I don't know. I already kind of touched on it, but the superstition might be that I wouldn't do well if I didn't I just rehearse and rehearse and rehearse.
Right.
Like I'd probably be fine, or maybe before the pandemic. Like I haven't been on stage in a long time, right?
Mm.
But before the pandemic, I knew my act well enough. I could just go up and do it, but I would still I don't know. It's just just preparing.
Have you ever say done certain routine or jokes one night and work really well, and then you do them somewhere else or another time? And then how do you handle that? What do you do with that kind of?
Well, I mean, I think that you want to, unless you're going first, you can kind of get a feel for what the audience is finding funny and what they're not finding funny.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But how do you handle them not? I guess I didn't really answer your question, but how do you handle that? I don't know. You just chalk it up to another kick in the nuts. You know what I mean? Like,
So yeah,
you just try and do better next time.
So
You
you
know,
loaded.
So would you
Well,
blame the material or the audience if in that case?
I think it would depend on a little bit of both.
Okay.
But if you've got material that just like kills all the time and does super well, and then it doesn't do well one night, it's not like you're going to throw that material in the garbage.
Right.
Maybe your timing wasn't great. Maybe you didn't connect as much with the audience the way, like maybe you assumed too much. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
you got to put in the work, right?
Yeah.
Or part of your routine is you talk really badly about people that live in Oshawa, and then one night you do a gig and it's in Oshawa and you forgot that you were in Oshawa.
Oh, no.
And maybe it doesn't go too good.
People who live in Oshawa know that they're from Oshawa.
I love talking about Oshawa. You know I came up with a mathematical equation. It's how you can tell like whether or not your town sucks. And you take the number of Starbucks and you divide it by the number of laundromats.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if the number is above a 1, or if it's like 1 or more, then you live in an okay town. Like I live in Stouffville. There's 2 Starbucks and 2 laundromats, so we're a 1. We're like in the middle, right? But Oshawa has like 1 Starbucks and like 80 laundromats.
Yeah.
So like
that's why they call it the dirty schwa.
They got the laundromat right beside the methadone clinic.
Yeah, they're like three decimal points away.
Yep.
I think that laundromats in Oshawa are actually they're like a worthwhile like business venture. You know, like you can do really well if you own one.
You could.
Well, for $1.50, you can go for a ride, right?
You know what though? There's
Stay warm.
so many things. I remember I could have bought an island for 10 grand, and now it's like 10 million. But yeah, a lot of things like laundromats and even the do-it-yourself car washes and stuff like that. Like there's
because in Oshawa the plumbing's really bad in Oshawa, so that's why the laundromats do so well.
You know what I should say one thing though is that if you're a landlord and you don't provide laundry for your tenants,
you're a dick.
That's a dick thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Like you make someone pick up their clothes into a bag and like leave their home. Like that's not cool.
Yeah, but come on, have you seen some of the people who live in Oshawa? Like there was one guy who his toilets were backing up, so they go and fixed it, and they find out that he ends up murdering a girl because it was off the skin that he tried flushing, right?
Oh my god! You know you're in when.
Well, guys, great podcast.
Yeah.
We'll end on that. Note. The murder flush.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's a true story, though.
No, but
we're not a podcast. We're live.
That's right.
Let's incriminate Jeremy along with us, because Heiko, a few shows ago, didn't you find some bones in your backyard, or what was it? Did you ever call the cops about that? By the way?
I sure did. I talked to quite a few people.
And what happened? What's the result?
I thought they were going to come out, and I was kind of worried they're going to bring excavators out here and take the thing off and start digging and shit. But long story short, I didn't find any human remains, no bones or skin or nothing. So they just figured they left it down to some pissed off farmer burying all his kids' shit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and that could be any ex in Oshawa, right? So.
But see, then I said to them, well, it's not just kid stuff, right? There's adult, like men's dress shoes in the backpack.
Yeah.
You know, and I found...
it's kind of bizarre. But, there are kind of weird people out there, right? So...
Well, you got to think, like, I live on an original farm in our area. It was very common for you to be buried in your backyard or, in front of your house and stuff. So to find something like that in Beaverton... And actually, living in Beaverton in general, it's got some shady people there, especially as of late. You could have found somebody's, we got to get rid of this guy's clothes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
He's going to get run over by a train.
it's really exciting sometimes when you go to Beaverton and there's like maybe 15 cop cars doing grids looking for
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
Like everybody's seen that. Like it's
And-
not a weird
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't doing
And-
dinosaur digging out there.
And they got the chopper in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Eh?
And he goes-
They're,
Ghetto
like,
bird.
and the thing is, like, everybody in town knows where the guy is. They're
Yeah,
just watching
exactly.
the cops.
Hope
Hey
it doesn't
Jeff,
come to
yeah,
my house.
they're still looking for you over on Albert Street there.
Everyone's helping the guy.
Hey Jeff,
Yeah.
get the hell out of my barn.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. They have a new subdivision going in just south of Beaverton. So
Yeah.
they have one of those big giant signs up, right? The real estate signs. Well, there's been a lot of problems in the last subdivision where the people moved in because people are coming up from the city.
Right.
So I'm not going to say anything terrible, but let's just other people are starting to come up here, and it's causing problems. There's crime and all that. So some of the Beaverton people went and they cut the big sign down with saws
Well, you know
because they
what I
don't want
heard?
anybody else living up here.
So I moved
Yeah,
out of Oshawa like almost 2 years ago now, right? And I'm not originally from there. I'm from like Sudbury. So I'm a bona fide redneck. So but anyway, so Oshawa, I found kind of blue collar, kind of down to earth, and everything else. But now I hear, because the South Schwigety was like, okay, I need to wear body armor out there, but and I got friends out there. I'm just kidding.
I lived there.
But-
I can vouch for it.
Okay, but there was a time, right? I mean, there was a hill called I don't know, some crazy hill where people would get shot a lot. But
Murder Hill.
I think it was something like that. Anyway,
Shotgun to the
but-
head hill.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. Take a cap. It was called Cap Hill. Anyway,
You got
It went
Midtown
down to
Mall
body.
under the bridge.
Yeah.
There, a lot of stuff happens, right? People get
Yeah.
stabbed. People OD.
oh, there, yeah. And band, it's a perfect place to get a backdrop shot for your band.
Did you
right?
did any of you guys ever go to the dungeon back in the day?
Oh yes,
Oh,
I
yeah,
played
yeah.
in the dungeon.
Yeah, my first ever show, I used to be in a band, right? And
Yeah.
the first time I ever played was with this band that had two bass players.
Oh, yeah.
And like me and a drummer. And like
Yeah.
I think the two guys were friends, the two bass players. But so it was so weird.
So
eh?
the
Like, two bass
dungeon right
players.
now, actually, what's happening is the music hall downtown Oshawa they moved out of there, and now the new music hall is going to be at where the dungeon is, right? So the dungeon's going to be like a reopened club, and I don't know what it's going to be called. I was very much involved with the original music hall, but so then the main floor is going to be a concert venue. So it'll house maybe 1,000 people or something, and then the upstairs, kind of a bit of like a quarter of the front of the building is actually going to be a restaurant.
Used to be a Laser Quest, right?
Yeah, it was a
top,
Laser
yeah.
Quest, and we got involved with a lot of demoing over there and stuff like that. And that was a pain. I mean, so there were a lot of volunteers and people that helped out to kind of demo and clean it up. And yeah, that's what will happen. I think they booked their first show for it's in 2022, I believe. But
Do you guys remember the last days of the dungeon?
like
when they were.
Who was the guy who ran it? Was his name Steve?
Oh man, I don't remember, but I remember they were,
Steve, the
they were
dungeon
closing
master.
down, and they stopped having so many bands come. And then I remember I went there one night, and it was like a vampire party. I'm not even kidding. Like everyone was dressed as a vampire. It was like vampire cosplay. This is before cosplay was cosplay. It was really weird. Eh?
Yeah, it's but it should be a kind of a new fresh venue and everything else. So we're kind of looking forward to that, and things kind of getting back to a bit of normal, getting out to concerts and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but Jeremy, I was going to ask you, do you have so when I was creeping out your Facebook and all of that, like you've got I'm only guessing here, but like you probably have a group of comedians that you perform with and hang out with on a regular basis? Is that would be a kind of the thing? Or
I wouldn't say so. There's two kind of like streams of performance that we'll talk about. Like so, there's doing like booked shows where you get paid, and then there's open mics. right?
Yeah.
So I got guys that I always see the same guys at the open mics that I go to.
Yeah.
But like during performances, it's a complete toss up as to who's
Right.
going to be there. Like unless
okay.
it's my own show that I book personally, but I always try and book people I haven't, like when I did the Stouffville show, I try and book people I've never seen before, because like I'm a fan too, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I hope that answers. Yeah,
So
the
yeah,
open
no,
mic
it
guys.
does. It does. I
Like
was
there's an
curious.
Oshawa crew, there's a Richmond Hill crew, there's like a whole bunch of crews in Toronto. Like, you know, just depending on which mic you go to, similar people. You bump into the same people all the time.
Kind
So
of like a jam, a music jam.
yeah.
You
So
know?
the
Yeah,
open
yeah.
mic things are
Yeah.
probably pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's just so fun to, you know, I don't go to as many open mics in the city, but like there's a lot of guys that I'll bump into, and you know, it's so fun to catch up, and everyone's
Yeah.
just kind of being funny all the time, right? So
Do you ever bump
Yeah, it's
into
great.
any well-known like guys who just like, hey, Russell Peters, hey, I used to come here back in the day.
Oh
and-
yeah. I've never seen Russell Peters. I think I've seen like Sean Cullen. I've seen him at Comedy Bar. Um, what's his name? Glenn Foster. You know, Kenny Robinson. Yeah, I mean, you bump a lot of the Canadian comics. You'll eventually, if like, I don't go up and talk to all of them, but you see them. You're like, oh, that's that guy. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's cool. Brett
No, I-
Butt. I saw him one time.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. He was like having a meeting with the other guys from it looked like Corner Gas, and I just like watched from the side of the room. It just looked like an episode. Like
That's funny.
it's pretty cool.
Schitt's Creek right down the road from you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I
So-
grew up just north, or I guess that would be west of there. I grew up in Sanford,
Ah, okay.
and then
You
I
went to-
moved around and ended up in Sunderland here.
You went to Scott Central.
I did go to Scott Central.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
some buddies that went to Scott Central.
Yeah,
What year were you born?
I'm 74.
74. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I'm old.
I don't know anybody that old, so
One of the few that made it.
Nice.
1974.
Well, let's
where did the other guy go?
Was it?
His internet probably might have
Oh.
kicked off.
Oh.
I know the internet's been weird lately. Mine kicked me off earlier.
well, everybody's on, right? People don't know what the hell to do with themselves anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting better.
So, do you have anything in the foreseeable future, or are you just kind of waiting?
Yeah, the thing is, what I found really discouraging, or like what's keeping me from doing it, is I don't want to put all the effort into putting a show together and then having it get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because like the shows I put on, I try and like pack the place, and man, you think if you're only at like 25% capacity, and then, you know, some people don't show up or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I
Some
don't
people
know.
think 25% is good.
Yeah, but like my wife is like, I don't know, like she had a lung issue when she was a kid, so we
Mhm.
don't know if she caught COVID, what would happen. You know what I mean? Like we don't think she's high risk, but you never know.
No.
And I just don't want to. I don't want to risk it. Like once we get our second, shot, then maybe things will be a little different. But I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, I talk forever, but I would say, you know, September. I'm going to start planning something for September if things keep trending in the right direction.
So
Well,
Yes.
and we're planning some things too. We have a lot of friends and sponsors to the show and stuff like that, and we're trying to get something happening. And we'd like to do something maybe in August and have it like an outdoor event.
Yeah.
You know,
that'd be
maybe
great.
have some bands play, maybe have like a car show, bike show, and you know, maybe have George play some music, and maybe have some comedians come and do a little thing. You know, just for
Yeah.
fun and entertainment. So that might be a way to get your feet wet again.
In
Yeah.
Ballantrae too.
In
Yeah.
Ballantrae.
I was going to tell you, you must know Ballantrae, right?
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. I mean, like
just
I know
north of
I know where
Stouffville?
it is. I don't like.
Hang
I
out
don't
there.
think. Yeah, I don't hang out there. I used to know a guy there. His name was Philly,
Yeah.
and
He lived at the lake. Used to talk to
Well,
him. He'd give me a 20 for 15.
no, but
At the
Philly,
lake.
I used to go to the
Philly-
lake quite often too.
That's where
Philly
they
was
get
an
rid of
American
bodies, eh?
kid.
Oh, an American
Philly
kid.
was Philly was an American kid that is. He got one of the terms was like when he got out of jail when he was younger, they made him come to Canada and live with his dad.
Yeah.
So stop hanging around the bad guys.
Yeah. He found
Well,
trouble
Hike.
here, though. He found trouble.
Yeah.
It is getting
It's
11 o'clock time. Oh,
it's pretty-
yes, we
yes.
got to do the George's backside.
yes, we have to figure that one out.
So-
We haven't had it.
I think Ringo said he knows who it is.
Can you make it full screen?
Yeah. There, can you see that?
It's an
Any-
Afghan dog.
Oh, is that? Are people guessing now?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Is that the back of a Queen album?
No, it's not a Queen album.
Oh,
Hold it a bit closer, George. The light is it's pretty
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah, hold
I'll
it
be
closer
right
with the
back.
name.
I'll just cover the titles.
Yeah, no, I can't. Oh, I don't know.
It's hard to see.
Oh, is it an American band?
It's not a band.
Oh, okay. So it's an artist. Is it an American artist?
It's an American artist.
Ah.
70s or
Great.
80s?
Oh. It's late 60s, 70s, 80s, into the noughties. No longer
wow.
with us. Did you see the clip? Did you see the clip that I did this week for the?
No, I didn't. I didn't see it.
Okay. All right.
It was Prince, right? No.
David Bowie?
Ah.
No, he's not. He's not from the UK.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, he's American. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it
wasn't
along
Prince.
the? Oh
longer.
man,
Prince? No.
No, it's not Prince.
60s. Tom Petty wasn't 60s, so no.
Oh.
Is it? No.
Who's shuffling papers there? Stop it.
Yeah, people shuffler. Okay. We need another. We need a hint here.
Yeah.
No longer with us.
Oh,
All right.
I recognize it. I
Okay,
guess.
your time's
Well,
up. Well, when I did the clip, I was reading this paper.
oh, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. That's right. 'Cause he had the fascination with dogs, right?
Yeah. Dogs.
Oh,
No,
what are
he
you
did.
holding up?
There's a dog on the back of it.
what's this?
What's he holding
this,
up?
buddy?
Zoom in on that there, Ringo.
Oh yeah, okay. Hang on, let's see here what's going on. Do. Oh, sorry.
See if
Running
George
like-
can guess what this is.
Yeah, it's a lot familiar from where I am.
Oh,
Well, I'm gonna
Wow.
hold it. You can't see.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't
we can see
the
it.
tracks. You see the
Yeah.
tracks?
Johnny Cash?
no.
Looks
Oh,
like a Folsom Prison thing or
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
got-
thinking.
Colder.
colder. Oh wow.
Oh, it's at the top.
You ready for this?
Well,
You ready for this?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Wow.
Strumming my pain with his fingers.
One time.
Wow.
Nice. That's a good one.
yeah.
All right, George.
Yeah.
So who is it? It's
Which one?
You weren't paying attention?
no. What album is that? Sorry. What? Yes, it was Michael Jackson. What album was that?
The Dangerous album. The one with
Oh,
black
okay.
or white. The black or white on it, and what else is on it?
Ah.
Man in the Mirror.
No, that was the bad album, right?
Right.
It's dark in there. I can't bloody see. Jams on it. In the closet.
In the closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black or white. Giving
In Michael Jackson's closet, there is a skeleton.
Yeah.
Ah,
That was the black or white. Which I don't know if you remember, but they played the video. They premiered it at the end of The Simpsons. So we had to watch this a Simpsons episode. Do you
To
remember
see
that?
it.
To see it. And my two boys, and we like whatever the ages they were just waiting for the end of the Simpsons to watch the new Michael Jackson Black or White video. Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
God, that's funny.
Yeah. Back in the day.
So I know we got to wrap up, but Richard was asking Jeremy if you got a lot of material ready during COVID for post-COVID.
Oh, man, I can tell you one thing, that I have definitely been a massive failure as far as like using this time to work on the craft.
Prep. Well,
Yeah.
you could use
really?
my line about that's the deepest I've been ever penetrated by a man. But
Well,
like, feel free to take that one.
you know, I wouldn't dare steal that gem from your crown.
Thank you. I'll use it in my 4-minute set.
Well,
No.
you could use my my U-turn one if you want to use that. That's okay.
That was good. You turn in the sheets, right?
Yeah,
And that, my daughter
U-turn.
comes up. So,
U-turns under the sheets.
right. So I did the little goatee thing. I don't know, maybe a year ago or something, right? Just for shits and giggles, and it'd been a long overdue, and I dyed it black, of course, right? And I'm like, I'm trying to look like Nikki Sixx all of a sudden, and so my daughter, she's like 25 now, and she said, "Dad, what's with the flavor saver?" And I'm like, what? Whoa, and it's a little weird coming from my daughter, but so I've just, I've got a bigger, saver going on right now.
There you go.
Little thigh
So
tickler.
and Rhonda's asking us to go to Farm Jam. I know nothing about that.
I'll tell you about Farm Jam.
Is that another unpublished kind of secret?
That one, well, by the sounds of it, she's
In a
publishing
gravel
it.
pit.
So no, this is going to be. I'm not sure if they're Beaverton. It might be out your way, Heiko.
I've heard
But,
talk about it. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well,
Sounds like there's a jam on a farm, right?
yeah.
Sounds
yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
Where you get it.
send it through. Look me up on Facebook. Send it through.
Yeah.
There is one that Ringo put up here that's going to be in July. I'll send that to you. It's kind of a ghost town thing. If you know about the ghost town, be there.
Oh
at the
yeah,
square.
I do know about that. Yeah. So Jeremy, if we plan something in the future, we might. Would you be interested in maybe hooking up with us to like we've got some sponsors, we got some things going on later in the summer that we're gonna actually have different acts and stuff like that at. So
Yeah. I'm always good for stuff. I just want to make sure I'm keeping my family safe. But I mean, everything's going in the right direction.
I could be your I be your 4-minute intro or something like that. Warm up the crowd for you, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You can be a fluffer.
I could be the crowd fluffer. Yeah.
Oh no, I was offering you to Jeremy. Sorry.
I could bring in.
I'm going to get
I
a
can
new
bring out a
tip
bunch
for
of
my
comedians.
cane, right?
Yeah.
I'll get a new tip for this. You know, the one that's got the big hook?
Yeah. Michael, unless that whole like cane is filled with like some really good, rye or something, like I can't see how you could actually get drunk off of that. Is that a possibility?
It's a Mickey. You can't really get hammered, but you get a good buzz off a Mickey.
Okay. So you know what? We should wrap up because I think we just made the comedian yawn.
Yeah. Way to go.
And on that note,
See?
we
Tough
had
audience.
we had a comedian on, and
It's a real tough audience tonight.
he hogged
Yeah.
all
I know, eh? Wow.
No,
It's okay. It's all right. We have that effect on people every week. It's fine.
Yeah, big time.
Rhonda does say it's in Cannington, by the way, guys.
Jeremy, what do you do for a living other than the comedian?
I'm an HVAC mechanic. I do commercial HVAC.
Oh, you like roofs, do you, by?
Oh, I'm on the roof all the time.
Are you like union or not?
Yeah, in the union. Yeah. The
Oh, are you?
787.
787.
Nice.
So you work for a big company, I guess. You don't have to say it, because
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm trying to think of work right
Because I
now.
work for Black and Mac, guys. We got hats and belts and.
Yeah. We got.
All right. Well,
Thanks for having me on, guys.
right.
Anytime,
That
yeah,
was awesome.
we'll be in
Good-
touch.
Yeah,
stuff.
and stick around when we get off here.
Okay.
All right.
We have a going.
So,
away
anyways, Anybody else have any last things they want to throw out there, or are we good?
Hike, you're looking good, buddy.
Thanks.
Hey, give me a prediction for tomorrow's game, England and Germany.
I'm going England.
What score?
Are you? I go
3-2.
3-2. Okay. Hike, what are you going for?
2-1 Germany.
2-1. Okay. All right. I'm going 2-1 after extra time.
I'm going
right.
halves all the way.
Overtime.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, all right.
Halves all the way.
Seems right.
Habs all the way. How
Guys,
did
I want to thank all our fans at Montreal, and you guys, good luck. We wish you well. Yes, the last Canadian team standing. Let's do it, man. Let's go. It's going to be a hard ride, but let's go for it.
5-1.
5-1.
Yeah.
That's not
What?
good, is it?
No.
Not,
Is it
not
really
for a start.
5-1?
Yeah, it's over.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
it's over.
Oh, they're just warming up. They're feeling them out.
Yeah, they felt them
Yeah.
out all right.
Isn't that what the Leaf fans
Looks
always say?
It seems like they were felt out pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
Just
the
like
wrong
Freddie.
end of a stick.
Freddie got fingered.
Yeah.
Again. All right. So
And,
we'll see you guys. What?
So we want to thank you, Jeremy, for coming out. We'll chat with you again and probably have you on again. It's a
Yeah,
Good laughs,
anytime,
right?
guys. Yeah.
And I want to thank our fans that were part of the show tonight. So it should be Rhonda, Susan, Keisha, Bobby, Kathy, Richard, DVA Machines, Matthew, and Murph. Thanks very
Yeah.
much, guys. Join us again next Monday night at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show, where we get down and dirty, and we're going to have more fun with more guests. Guys, take it easy. Have a great week. Play safe. And see you in a week from tonight. Ciao.
You better subscribe to Pine Tree Line Outdoors, and here's why. Have a look. It's been an incredible time. Aubrey Falls. Why are we here? What is this abomination behind us? Okay.
Hey, this is Spiffy Vengeance, and I'm reporting for the Heikadelic Show. In behind me, you can see the world's going on as we speak. It's amazing. It's a light show. It's over the Pickering Darlington nuke plant, but we're not sure what's going on. We think it's aliens, because if you watch, we've been watching this for almost an hour now, and the light show is incredible. What we thought was just a storm appears to be possibly alien invading the Durham region. This is Stiffy Vengeance, and I am going to try and stay awake and watch the show behind me, and hopefully I won't get probed. See you on the Heikadelic Show Monday night.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.